Okay, let's jump into these. We're finding the length of the missing side, and it is a right triangle. So, of course, we will be using Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, we're going to use this for both of these, but they're slightly different problems in that this first one, we are finding the hypotenuse, which is great. So we can say if a squared plus b squared equals c squared, then 6 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. Or alternatively, if we wanted to type it into the calculator and do it all straight away at once, we would say c is the square root of all of that. Okay? So then c becomes the square root of 36 plus 64, or square root of 100, which of course is 10. I am banking on the fact that you feel comfortable with this at this point. But just be clear that when you're doing a squared plus b squared equals c squared, if you didn't do the square root of, and let me just take this away and say if you had, oh, I guess I'll get it all out of there. If you had brought it down to, if you had this, (36 plus 64 equals c squared), and then 100 equals c squared, you can see that 100 is something that they're offering you as a possible answer. And you've got to know that, oh, right, that's not the actual length of the side. That's the length of the side when you square it. So when you get to this point, you have to square root. And just, it would be really silly for you to miss that when you've done all the math correct. So don't forget that you've got to then do root 100 equals the square root of c squared, which results in our answer. Okay. Now this one, the number 2, we've got, and let's call this missing side. We don't know what it is. Let's just call it a. It doesn't matter whether you make it a or b in our Pythagorean theorem. But a squared plus 8 squared equals 10 squared. Or a squared plus 64 equals 100. And then if you subtracted 64, you get a squared equals 36. And notice they're offering that as an answer, but that is not actually our answer because we have not yet square rooted it. So if we were to then say the square root of a squared is equal to the square root of 36, then we would get a is equal to 6, which of course is b. Okay. Now I just want to really quickly show you another way that you could have done that. If you wanted to isolate what a is equal to before ever putting in the numbers, you could start with a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And since you're finding one of the legs, we can say, okay, let's subtract away the other legs. Doesn't matter which one you did. Oops. Sorry, made a mistake there. Let me go back. Minus c squared. I'm sorry, minus b squared. And you would get a squared is equal to the hypotenuse squared minus one of the legs squared. And then the square root of both sides would give you a is equal to the square root of all of that. And then you could plug in a is equal to the square root of, sorry, I'm running out of room here, 10 squared minus 8 squared, and finish that out, and you could see that you'd get that answer. Okay. You could do this first, just saying that will find me the leg, and then you can type into your calculator root 10 squared minus 8 squared and just hit equals. Okay, so you can do that. There's often lots of ways you can do a problem if you deeply understand the problem to the point where what you're doing isn't going to accidentally result in an error. So anyway, there you go. Sorry, I don't have to work for that at the very end, but that's fine.